Do you know why your family immigrated to New Orleans?
Basically is to get a better way of life, especially for the descendants. Times were tough. When my Serio family came, it was not that far after the revolution, or I should say when Garibaldi invaded the Kingdom of Two Sicilies. And the Italian states were not even born at that time. Part of it came together during that time period, and there was just a lot of poverty, and so they had to move on, and they moved on for the best of reasons.
Yes. Okay, so did your family move directly to New Orleans or to another part of Louisiana?
Actually, my father's side and my mother's side both came to New Orleans and reported in New Orleans. When my father came side, they eventually moved to Greenville, Mississippi, which was in the 1890s. My grandfather was a young man. He finally married my grandmother in 1904. And from that, they went back to Greenville, Mississippi and lived there. Eventually, they returned to New Orleans in the 1920s. The plantations, yes, was a major recruiting tool for the plantation owners, especially in the cotton fields and the sugarcane fields. And it was seasonal work, so they would come over in seasonal and they would go back and forth. When the mail would come and work in the plantations or these other places, and they came by themselves without their family, they would stay in the barracks type living quarters on these plantations. Something similar you might see in the West, where they used to have places for a cowboy state. When they came with their family, though, they were actually given a little hut to stay in. And they could have been neighbors to the African Americans that were working there too. But with the little hut, they were able to get a piece of land in the back, and they were allowed to grow their crops. And the landowner the plantation owner would let them have all their crops. And everybody would work. They would put the wife to work and the kids to work. It would depend on the amount of money. And quite frankly, they got so much crops, they'd go out and sell it on the highway. And then from there, got too much, they went and drove it down to New Orleans and sold it in French Market. And they became your truck farmers. I've been other places, did my time in the service. Don't regret it one second for doing that. And I've lived in other places like Dallas and New York City, and even though there's nice places and nice people everywhere, there's something about New Orleans that makes it unique. We have a little bit of everything, and it's just a wonderful place you never get bored.